Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and kind of cloudy out there. Also some streaks of rain throughout the sky in north central Washington today. This beautiful shot provided by our Sky-Fi tower camera. And you can see some clouds are around parts of north central Washington and some sun peeking through as well. A typical spring day today, but we do expect showers to develop late today into tonight. We talked last night. This is round one of the moisture we expect. Round number two, it's coming late tomorrow night and especially by Friday and into this weekend. And before it's all said and done on Saturday, we could pick up almost 4/10 of an inch of precipitation here in the Wenatchee area. You see some other area totals around as well. 6,600s possible for the plain area, maybe a half inch up in Chelan, and a good amount of rain even over in the Spokane area. So get ready for a pretty rainy period beginning on Friday, and we'll concentrate more on that storm this weekend coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Moses Lake deputies chasing a fleeing domestic violence suspect found the man seeking refuge atop a shed in order to avoid contact with one of their canines earlier this week. We'll tell you how that turned out. And Ideal Option, Washington State's largest provider of medication-assisted treatment for individuals suffering from opioid use disorders, has opened a new location in East Wenatchee. But first, we begin tonight. New safety upgrades continue at the Chelan County Regional Jail under County Commissioner oversight. The Wenatchee Jail is undergoing significant changes both structurally and operationally to address concerns of inadequate staffing and training as well as unsafe work conditions at the facility. Commissioner Kevin Overbay provided NCWLIFE a status report on the project, that after jail manager Bill Larson presented the board with his long-term strategic plan earlier this week.
Now we still have the annex is still being remodeled, and once that is done, they'll move those folks that are part of the inmate worker program back into that facility. But they're actually looking at starting that program up probably within the next couple of weeks, and having that in advance of them moving back in. So,
how would you describe the situation down there operationally right now, as far as safety, and especially for the workers there and for the inmates as well?
Well, they've actually, there's been a couple of things that they've addressed. They've addressed a lot of the training shortfalls that we had in the past, and so they're in the process of moving forward with that, doing the enhancements of the facility itself, pass-through doors and things like that. They're moving forward with getting those pieces in, and we also got a brief yesterday on the camera system, and so the enhancements are on their way and are progressing, day by day. He has a lot of his leadership team is actually assigned to these different projects and bringing that information in, and he has a lot of support from our board as far as making these upgrades. It's an aged facility, and it didn't age overnight, but it's not going to take it's going to take more than one day to get it done. But we are progressing in a positive direction on that. The morale is very high over there, and we do have some folks that are moving on to other entities, and actually enhancing in their career to other law enforcement entities, and so that will create just a little bit of a vacuum as far as staffing goes. But we'll get those positions filled and recruit new folks in and be able to provide a great level of service.
Where do we stand right now as far as jail population? Is there an overcrowding issue?
We don't have an overcrowding issue at this time. Generally in the spring we have a tendency to see our inmate population grow as spring hits, but right now we're really actually in pretty good shape.
Overbay added that his board is also negotiating a possible deal with Douglas County to house some of their inmates in Wenatchee rather than transporting them to Okanagan County, which is their jail of record. Overbay says it would only involve pretrial prisoners charged with minor misdemeanor offenses. Moses Lake deputies chasing a fleeing domestic violence suspect found the man seeking refuge atop a shed in order to avoid contact with one of their canines earlier this week. Deputies on Monday night were hunting for 36-year-old Gabriel C. Correa of Moses Lake for an alleged domestic violence assault and an outstanding warrant. Deputies found him and his car near Stratford Road Northeast and Road 7 Northeast and tried to pull him over. Correa led deputies on a short pursuit, which which ended when Correa crashed his car into the porch of a mobile home at 9998 Maple Drive Northeast, where he jumped out of the car and ran. Deputy Tyson Voss and K9 Ito showed up and tracked Correa to the opposite side of that trailer park. As Ito closed in, Correa jumped atop a metal shed to avoid contact with the dog. Correa was taken into custody without further incident and lodged in the Grant County Jail for investigation of fourth-degree assault, domestic violence, and that outstanding warrant. Ideal Option, Washington State's largest provider of medication-assisted treatment for individuals suffering from opioid use disorders, has opened a new location in East Wenatchee. The new location will provide North Central Washington residents struggling with addictions to opioids and other drugs increased access to evidence-based and personalized addiction treatment. This includes comprehensive physical and mental assessments. The East Wenatchee location adds to Ideal Option's treatment network across central and eastern Washington, including its Tri-Cities headquarters and locations in Yakima, Sunnyside, Walla Walla, Spokane, and Pullman. The new Ideal Option location in East Wenatchee is now open for new patients and accepts Medicaid and Medicare, as well as private insurance. It's located at 667 Grant Road, number 3. Coming up next, a settlement has reportedly been reached between former State House Representative Matt Manueller and his former employer, Central Washington University. And today, the community organization Wenatchee 1 Million Cup celebrated their one-year anniversary. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. In another news, a settlement has reportedly been reached between former State House Representative Matt Manueller and his former employer, Central Washington University. Several news organizations, including Northwest News Network, report Manueller's lawsuit against the university was settled for $155,000. In his original court filing, Manueller had sought $2 million in damages. The action was brought in Kittitas County Superior Court after Manueller was fired from his position as a political science professor back in August. Central Washington University alleged in a workplace conduct investigation that Manueller had engaged in inappropriate behavior with female students over the course of 13 years. Court documents say CWU did not admit any liability and will not pay Manueller's attorney fees. Manueller has steadfastly denied any wrongdoing, but in subsequent media interviews, he acknowledged he might have been too casual or flirtatious with some female students. He won re-election to the House, but had declared before the election that he would not serve. Today, the community organization 1 Million Cups celebrated their one-year anniversary. Started by the Kauffman Foundation in 2012, 1 Million Cups is a free monthly event meant to bring together local entrepreneurs and community members. Together, they help educate, engage, and inspire each other over coffee and conversation. Volunteer and organizer Stacy Luckensmeyer gives an overview of the last year.
So today has been our one-year anniversary for 1 Million Cups, and we've had over 20 different presenters over the last year whose business has been somewhere in those startup stages between 0 and 5 years. And over that time, we've seen an amazing audience of community members. We have about a third of the people that show up every month that are regulars. About a third of the people are those who come frequently, often, and then we have about a third of our group who we haven't seen before. So we're still building our reach for this event, still building awareness with people about what this event does, with the ultimate goal being to show and build our community of supporters for entrepreneurs in our area. Small business is what makes it happen, and the best stories are the ones that start in a garage or in a home. We want to do everything we can to help them grow and build their dream.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
I'm working today.
I've got some work to do today.
Don't forget, I've got some work for you today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Thanks.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in our community.
New beginnings feel great, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Be a job creator. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, we're continuing our look at this week's NCWLIFE magazine with producer Caitlin Hedersheet as she profiles 3 local artists. To close this series, we're visiting Radar Station's Ron Evans again this week as he tells us more about his upcoming installation show titled The Mothership.
My name is Ron Evans. I am an artist, although I've been called much worse. I also own and run Radar Station. For some reason in the fine art world, and I do use fine loosely, painting has been king for a long time. And so that's why I spent my earlier days learning to paint. And I enjoy certain aspects of painting, and I sell quite a few of my paintings. But if I could make a living, in terms of making art, making the sculptures, doing this, finding random pieces of junk and putting them together is really satisfying to me. I don't really enjoy painting. I'm not a Bob Ross kind of, let's sit down here and have ourselves relax and paint. That's a beautiful day. I'm not like that. I am swearing up a storm and smashing things sometimes. I don't have a temper in general, but I've lost my temper a lot when creating. It's not easy for me. Painting never came easily, and I guess it's not supposed to be easy, but in terms of like that enjoyable, cathartic experience, making these kinds of like robotic, spacey sculptures, I guess you can call them sculptures. This is more of an installation show, the mothership that I'm working on right now. But it's kind of like creating your own Lego sets. It's that satisfying thing where you just sit down and put it all together, but instead of following an instruction book, you're making up the pieces, and you're just kind of looking around the house, and I constantly am pulling things off of the walls, like, well, that picture frame had its day, and now it's time to paint it orange, paint a lot of things orange, and then nail it to a board and make it look like a spaceship portal. Like I said, I go through a lot of utensils, kitchen utensils and old blenders, but modern design does not offer me many options, so I usually have to go digging through secondhand stores for older things. Like I use a lot of oven rings for portals and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's definitely my favorite way to create. And like I said, you can arrange them in a pattern that's sort of fits. And because I didn't like it, there were just 2 dots. I've actually got it set so when I put them together, it'll be more like that and kind of see the effect. Let's see, the idea for the mothership came a couple of weeks ago, so I've only been working on it for about 2 weeks, 2 maybe 3 weeks. And it came to me in a panic when I realized I hadn't booked the next month yet. I'd had the month after that booked, and maybe even the month after that, but not the immediate next month. I was like, what do I got? So I got the idea to just do a sci-fi themed show, which I hadn't done in a couple of years. But then I started thinking about all these pieces that I'd been collecting to do something with as decor at the bar, and I started working on them, and it just got bigger and bigger, and I liked how it was coming together, so I just decided to make that an installation show, and that will be part of First Friday in April. I don't know which one came first. The recycling aspect of this type of sculpture is something that I later appreciated about it and felt good about it. It's like, well, these tartar sauce cup can either go in the ocean or they can become a spaceship, and I realize it's not going to last forever. Who knows what will happen to any of this stuff when I'm dead and gone, but at least for a while it's something a little bit more interesting than something in a landfill. But in terms of looking back, like I said, the retro-futuristic style is just always something that appealed to me.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. There is a lot to get to, so let's get right to it. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, showers around the Wenatchee Valley today, and that will continue through our evening hours. Also some windy conditions. We could see gusts up to 25 miles an hour tonight as we move into Thursday. I'm telling you, enjoy it, because this will be our in-between weather systems day, mostly cloudy and mild. And look at this monster out in the Pacific. That's what will be throwing moisture our way. This is 1 a.m. in the morning on Friday. We have a 60% chance of showers as those waves of moisture begin to move into Washington State as we move through the day on Friday and get to about 6 o'clock. There it is, inundated with rain showers throughout Washington. Here in Wenatchee, we could see up to 1/4 of an inch of moisture throughout the day on Friday. By the time we get into Friday night, not much, unfortunately, for you is going to change for our weekend. Saturday, cloudy skies. We'll see a 60% chance of rain. This area of low pressure is slowly moving to the north, but at the same time, this smaller area of low pressure just off the Washington coast will bring more showers our way on Sunday, mostly cloudy. And yes, once again, a 60% chance of rain on Sunday. This will be more scattered showers than we'll see on Friday and Saturday. And as we move into Monday, we're going to stay with the showery weather. Partly cloudy, a 30% chance of rain. It looks like most of it will be to our north and our east, but we still have that chance. Let's take take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight will drop down to 39 degrees, 61 and mild tomorrow. As I mentioned, enjoy it because here is our rainy period. Friday right through Sunday, rain likely Friday, a good chance Saturday and Sunday. By the time we get to Monday, partly cloudy and 60. On Tuesday, once again, partly cloudy and 60 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat, poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs. And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a good Wednesday to you. Dan Kuntz filling in for Eric Granstrom, who's on the mend. We hope. Let's talk baseball. Let's talk Mariners. How about those Mariners? How about Marco Gonzalez? The Mariners are the hottest team in baseball. The left-hander, Marco Gonzalez, went 8 and a third innings last night. And Seattle beat L.A. 2-1 at T-Mobile Park, allowing just 1 run, 4 hits. He struck out 4. He's good. Mitch Haniger's RBI double in the 6th tied the game at 1-1. Then Daniel Vogelbach stepped up with 1 out in the 8th. He delivered a 2-2 pitch over the center field wall on a line drive, and that was the winning margin. Anthony Swarzak came in with runners on the corners for the Angels in the 9th. He struck out Albert Pujols, and then he induced a game-ending ground ball to D. Gordon. And there you go. Seattle's off to their best start in franchise history. They're 7-1. They're off today. They're traveling to Chicago. At Toddle in town, they got a 3-game series starts tomorrow against the White Sox. For the first time in the postseason, the Wenatchee Wild got blown out, and I mean in a big way. Vernon took them to the cleaners last night. The final was 7-2. Vipers led 1-0 when they unleashed 3 goals in the second and 3 more in the third. The first time since the 4th game of the season that the Wild have allowed 7 goals, and believe it or not, 7 different Vipers scored those 7 goals. For Wenatchee, the defeat was on the shoulders of Austin Park, who tallied a shutout in Game 2 on Sunday. Brian Adams and Blake Barger, the only 2 Wild players to find the back of the net. Arch Ecker with the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network. Video courtesy of Hockey TV.
Over to the right side, centering feed, shot and a score. Logan Cash was left alone on the left side. And the Vipers able to come back through center. Wooding across. There's a backhander and a score. Sanderson. Adams battling for position, net front. Over to Gashevsky. Shot, score! Oh, Brian Adams. That was a battle. Adams just doing all he could to make sure he secured net front position. And the puck dug out of the corner on the right side, thrown in front for Gashevsky. He swats it to where Adams can get a stick on it. He slaps it in behind Porter. Wilder on the board. They trail now 2-1. His reverse, no-look pass. Sickles out front. There's a shot by Fuller, and it's blocked. Oh, and it's in. So the Wild trailing by a couple, and here's Tyler Ho in on a breakaway. He shoots and he scores. right through the ankle. Back up top, there's a shot and a score. Right off the draw, went to Michael Young over at the right point. As they continue to work the perimeter. Judson's shot blocked by Souter, and as he looked to clear it, Lansdale got there. Back in front, shot, score. Teddy Wooding. And the Wild come back through. Stratton snaps it over for Modry, and that's poked off his blade, and Latta back the other way. Latta in, shoots, and he scores. From the top of the circles, went high on the glove side. It off for Brandon Cook. Shot save, rebound, off the post. Barger tries to throw it out in front again for Souter, and it's covered all the way to win in. The referee said it crossed the line. The referee signaling a goal, but the clock's going to wind down on this one here momentarily. Wild up through center. Arnold comes in, leaves it for Hodges, and his shot ripped low and wide, and that's it.
So the Wild find themselves in a 2-1 hole, but they've been here before during the playoffs. Game 4 tonight, 7 o'clock at the Cal Tire Place. Jose Camarillo scored all 4 of the Wenatchee goals last night. Panthers knocked off Moses Lake Lieboff to fill the Apple Bowl and boys soccer. The final was 4-2. Panthers built a 4-0 lead at the half, led 3-0. Then the Chiefs mounted the comeback. After 2 second-half goals, the Panthers finally countered on Camarillo's 4th goal. The contest, Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen with the call on the NCWLIFE channel.
The ball, Camarillo, the touch over the header, goalkeeper, viene, goal! Jose Camarillo makes this a 1-0 Wenatchee lead, Matt Wisen.
Great first touch on that ball. Not the greatest of reads by the Moses Lake keeper, and fantastic composure by Camarillo to put that away. Just needs to find ways to involve his teammates a little bit more.
Deep ball, good ball. Camarillo, left-footed shot. Camarillo, goal! And that makes it 2-0 Wenatchee, 29 minutes 17. Beautiful left-footed strike. And now there's some daylight. Marked that time by Josué Rodriguez. Shot across. Far post. There's Camarillo with a lot of room. Go! And there is the hat trick.
Yeah, it just doesn't get a whole lot easier if you're a Jose on that one. They gave him a decade and a half to take that shot, line it up perfectly, and just put it away. Just need to pull that ball back right there, hold it up, wait for your teammates to catch up, and turn that counterattack into just a building goal.
Speaking of counterattack, there's Chaporda, the shot, Chaporda! And there's the first tally of the night for Moses Lake. Number 9, Spencer Bolduc. 52 minutes into this game, and it's a 3-1 score now. The way this season has gone, we'll see what happens after this one. So here comes Chaporda, personal maneuver, Chaporda. He leaves the keeper behind, and it's 3-2.
Really dangerous situation now for Wenatchee. They just completely left him alone in the middle and let him basically walk right in one-on-one with the keeper.
Moses Lake is trying to pull off here at the Apple Bowl, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, they're
shot across, pivoting header, Camarillo, the shot, go!
Back to a 2-goal lead. That was a dangerous ball in the middle. You never want that thing to touch the ground, and man, Jose just seems to be a magnet with that ball.
Nelson.
There we go.
And there's the whistle that tells us that this one goes in the books as a W for Wenatchee, ahead of the Moses Lake Chiefs by a final tally of 4-2.
Also last night, Eastmont traveled down to Eisenhower. They fell behind early, but they came back and they won 2-1. Jorge Cabrera scored on a penalty kick in the 16th minute for the Wildcats. Then Ulysses Maladano's goal in the 20th minute proved to be the game winner. Another soccer action, as you see there, Kashmir nipped Royal 2-1. Les Schwab Prep baseball scoreboard yesterday. One game of note, Zilla knocked off Kashmir 5-1. And in high school softball yesterday, Chelan topped Granite Falls, as you see there, 12-11. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday. Grant, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us.